At Dairylea Cooperative, we take pride in our membership. Our members are among the most loyal, diverse, resilient, and well-managed dairy farms in the Northeast. Together, they create the fabric that makes up Dairylea Cooperative. It is with great honor that every year we recognize members who embody the ideals of hard work and commitment with the Pride of Dairylea Award. Applauded for attitude as well as accomplishment, Pride winners are progressive and positive in their approach to dairying. Their farms are well managed and well maintained with a focus on producing quality milk. While these farms are different in size, location, and business direction, they join together in our membership with one voice toward one goal, with one future in mind: for a better industry. We are proud to call these farms Dairylea members and recognize them as the 2010 Pride of Dairylea winners. Located in Wyoming County, the #1 dairy producing county in New York State, sits Dupengeiser Dairy Company. Established in 1969 by Arnold Dupengeiser, this second-generation dairy farm strongly believes in farm life, improving the land to make it more productive and providing excellent care for their animals. According to Arnold,
I say it was all by the grace of God that this whole thing even came about and stayed together.
In 1953, Arnold came to the United States from Germany at age 15 with no agricultural background. He came here to stay with his uncle on his dairy farm in Clarence, New York. Arnold worked on the farm while going to high school.
My intention was to be an industrial art teacher, and I thought teaching German would be an easy ticket, and that's what I pursued. My uncle then asked me, he said, "Would you be interested in buying the farm?"
Arnold purchased the farm, 36 cows, the basic equipment, 106 acres, and rented another 400 acres on a milk check assignment. When urban pressure reached the original farm in 1969, Arnold knew that it wasn't long before agriculture would be limited.
I was milking cows in Clarence, and I got a phone call from Mr. Dunkley, who owned this farm and the farm down below, and he said, "I'm coming to Niagara Falls, I want to start."
It wasn't long before Arnold moved 76 cows to his newly purchased farm in Perry, New York.
Within a few months me being here, he come and visited me, and he said, "There's a farm for sale on the adjacent road. It's owned by an estate in Rochester." And he said, "You ought to go and buy it." I said, "With what? I own one that isn't sold. I bought another one that I can't pay for, and now I buy a third one to add to the dilemma." And he said, "Don't worry about it. We got the money. Buy the farm."
So Arnold bought the third farm and eventually sold the one in Clarence, New York. In 1990, his sons, Peter and Mike, assumed ownership of the farm and decided to expand to 400 cows. In 2000, they added another 400. And in 2005, when they built their third barn, they expanded to the 1,050 milking cows and 2,000 total head they have today. Today, the cows reside in 3 freestall barns and are milked in a double 16 parallel parlor running 24 hours a day, only shutting down twice, once at noon and once at midnight, for cleaning the entire system. Peter, a graduate of Cornell, handles overall management of the dairy alongside herd manager Ron and their 12 Hispanic workers, as well as farm finances, while Mike, a diesel mechanic graduate from Cobleskill, handles the crop and shop side of the business with 3 full-time employees, including 2 more of their brothers, Jim and John. They harvest approximately 1,900 acres of crops: alfalfa, corn silage, and some wheat. At Dupengeiser Dairy Company, they have a successful history in showing and registered cattle.
We have quite a few that we show and work with, that we flush. That's the part that we want to expand, the flushing part, the genetics with not only show cattle but index cattle and make it profitable.
Peter's boys, Jacob is an 11th grader and Jared in 9th grade, are responsible for the program on the farm. According to Jacob,
what I put into the farm, I get back, especially with my show cattle and what we do. The amount of work I put into them, I get back when we're showing.
The boys had a fall calf nominated as an All-American and came in third at the World Dairy Expo.
It's the most gratifying thing to have your boys take a hold, be a part of it, be passionate about it, and see them take responsibility for it.
New this summer, the farm started the CMAX AI24 program. This program is used to determine the perfect time for breeding a cow based on her cycle, using the cow's activities as a benchmark to achieve the best conception rates. According to Ron, the farm's herd manager, he uses this program and the management tool Dairy Comp 305 to manage the events in all 2,000 cows from the day the calf is born. In addition to the farm's commitment to developing strong genetics and families, the farm is dedicated to producing high-quality milk. They are very particular about their milking routines and making sure everyone is well trained to do things the same way. As Donna Walker, the farm's field representative, says,
the cows here are very, very clean, which is just about the most important thing that you can do for producing high-quality milk.
A few years back, they even scored a 100 on a public health inspection.
So that's a very, very rare thing for a farm to score 100 on a public health inspection, and it's very nice that they've done that here. So, and it's reflective of the way things are every day.
We're always looking for the edge. We want to do better. We want to find the weak link. We want to find where the bottlenecks are, constant improvement. We are in a great state with very bright and aggressive dairymen, and in a great country with bright and aggressive dairymen. So it's a competitive business, and we realize that we only produce one product, and that's wholesale milk. And for us to survive and move into the future and provide an opportunity for the next generation, we have got to do it better than others. And that means making more milk at a lower cost and making super high quality milk.
The farm, originally a Canisius cooperative member, has been marketing milk through the Dairylea system for more than a decade. Arnold, who served as president of Canisius for 19 years, worked closely to help foster the partnership between Dairylea and Canisius, which was formalized last year as the two co-ops came together, adding 94 farms and over 40 million pounds of milk a month. The farm also takes advantage of a variety of services that Dairylea offers.
We've used the Eagle program very aggressively, and it saved us a lot of money.
The farm utilizes the Dairy Comp 305 and forage lab available through Dairy One. Additionally, they have also contracted milk through risk management services.
I think a cooperative has a tremendous role in bringing dairymen together to have a voice as to what we get paid for our milk and how it's priced and how it's moved and what products it goes into. So I think they have an ever more important role in servicing the farmer.
As the patriarch of the Dupengeiser family, Arnold and his wife Sharon of 22 years have established a strong value for community involvement within their family. The couple is actively involved in their church and regularly host masses on their property. Every fall, the Dupengeisers host a breakfast to reach out to their neighbors. They also send out a newsletter yearly so that neighbors know what to expect and feel that the Dupengeisers are approachable. So is this what Arnold had in mind over 4 decades ago when he started farming?
You know, I couldn't give the boys enough praise, and now the grandkids come on and see their enthusiasm. I stand back and I said, by God, it was all worth it. That to me, it's what it's all about. So I can say with great confidence, the 3rd generation is in place, and that's the way I wanted it to go, and I'm very grateful for that.
Dairylea Cooperative is proud to name Dupengeisers Dairy Company a 2010 Pride of Dairylea winner. Nestled between the vibrantly green rolling hills of north-central Pennsylvania is Lee Marie Farms. This family-run operation represents 5 generations of Coolidges. Originally settled in the early 1840s, the Coolidge ancestors established Coolidge Hollow in Wellsboro, Pennsylvania.
And over the years, people traded and sold, and so we retained the homestead where we're at right now, and have been here for over 100 years. Derek will be representative of the 5th generation for production agriculture in Coolidge Hollow.
Meet Eric Coolidge, longtime Dairylea member who grew up on this farm with his father and grandfather, and is proud to have his son Derek taking the reins and raising his young family here as well.
My role over the last 15 years has been changed significantly. A number of years ago, I was somewhat frustrated with the representation we had and just thought I'd make comment. Well, the comment turned into invitation, would you consider seeking a position in the county? And thinking that was pretty far-fetched, but yet again, it was worth an effort. 15 years ago this year, I was elected to my first term, and actually in 95, if you will, and took office in 96 as a county commissioner in Tioga County.
Eric's wife Dixie and son Derek manage the day-to-day operations on the farm.
I'm without pause when I say that he's very capable of taking this program forward. And Dix has made this as much her life and her farm as if she were raised here. So it's a part of us. It's not just a livelihood, it's part of who we are.
Derek, a diesel graduate from Alfred State, manages all the crops on the farm and is the farm mechanic. He is responsible for doing the farm's machine repairs, mixing the feed, and helping Dixie in the barn. Derek is married to Brianne, who admits she had never been on a farm before marrying Derek. Brianne graduated from Bucknell and teaches 6th grade at Blossburg Elementary School. The young couple have a daughter named Riley. After returning home from college, Derek established relationships with neighbors that have created trade-offs, where Derek does some of the baling in return for some help with custom chopping. According to Dixie,
he's come with a lot of new ideas that we've been receptive to that have done nothing but improve the farm.
My plans for the future is continue farming the size we are, where we are.
Dixie is the Jack, or rather Jane, of all trades, managing most of the aspects related to the cows, including the herd health program, as well as general cow and calf care, in addition to the management of the farm's books and just about anything else that needs to be done on the farm. The Coolidges have 2 children in addition to Derek.
Yeah, it was nice raising the family here because even though it was like we were home but at work every day, so we were here with the family.
Their daughter Shalane and her husband James live in Texas with their children. James is the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech football. Their daughter Chelsea is a domestic relations officer in Wellsboro and is engaged to Devin Martin, who helps around the farm with crops and whatever else is needed whenever he's not at his job doing silt socks at construction zones. Today, the Coolidges own approximately 675 acres and rent another 300 acres. They have a total of 225 head, with 100 milking in their 27-year-old tie stall barn. They have 2 employees, cousins to the family, Kurt and his son Zachary, who are responsible for milking. The highest priority at Lee Marie Farms is milk quality. Dixie is always monitoring the somatic cell counts.
I want quality milk when I'm drinking it, so I look forward to producing it for the rest of the country. But yeah, it's all about pride and it feels good.
The Coolidges also take pride in cow comfort bedding with sawdust in the summer months, chopped hay in the winter, and consistently using brown cow mats and utilizing a tunnel ventilation system for constant wind flow in the barn. In addition to her role in the barn, Dixie is responsible for managing the farm's conservation practices. She maintains over 4,000 trees and noxious weeds along a creek on their land in compliance with the Conservation Reserve Enhancement Program, CREP, a voluntary land retirement program that helps farmers protect environmentally sensitive land, decrease erosion, restore wildlife habitat, and safeguard ground and surface water. Through local conservation efforts, the farm also commits to strip cropping, keeping their corn rows to 90 feet wide and alternating with alfalfa to eliminate runoff. Derek has also established no-till cropping and has managed the crop rotation such that it has increased production per acre. While the Coolidges continue to work to conserve the land and environment on their farm, they are also part of a program to harvest the natural gas resources under their land. Recently, approximately 8 to 10 acres of the Coolidges' land have been utilized to develop a Marcellus shale well site.
This region of the country will be an exporter, or the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania will be an exporter of natural gas. That's an economy, that's community, that's benefits economically across the region and to the benefit of the nation.
As a longtime Dairylea member, the Coolidges have utilized several of the Dairylea Farm services, including Agri-Services Agency for its insurances and workers' compensation, as well as Eagle Dairy Direct's buying group for purchasing farm supplies. Derek and Brianne have also participated in Dairylea's ACT program for young farmers. The Coolidges appreciate the personal relationships and dedication displayed by Dairylea employees.
The interaction wasn't just about, well, I got a job today. It's about, I've got a job to do today. And that's the difference, and that makes a difference.
Both Dixie and Eric place a strong emphasis on community involvement. Dixie serves as an elected representative for Dairylea, is the vice chair of their Farm Services Agency Committee, and the chairman of the trustee committee at their church. While Eric has served on the hospital board in the rural health system, sits on the electric board, and was recently elected the vice chairman of the National Dairy Industry Advisory Council for Secretary Vilsack.
The privilege to serve on the national committee has clearly defined that we need to, all of us, work in a concerted manner to make a change if we're going to have a future in dairy in this nation, let alone at this farm.
The Coolidges have always believed in working for the betterment of their community and the industry, and in order to do that, working together to grow a successful family, farm, community, and industry.
Well, as difficult as the industry is at times, any of us involved in production agriculture, dairy if you will, recognize it's not something you do for the work, it's not something you do to say you're better than anyone else, it's something you do because you feel it. And if you can have your children share in that excitement and feel encouraged and also willing to take this as a livelihood, you're grateful for that. You just want to make sure and do all you can that you help facilitate their interest and their needs. As long as I can get up and go to work in the morning, I feel I'm a pretty wealthy man. The rest of it's up to me. You can't buy your health.
Dairylea is proud to name Lee Marie Farms a 2010 Pride of Dairylea winner. Located just miles from the Erie Canal and the bustling town of Amsterdam, New York, sits Stony Brook Farm. Situated in the middle of an open terrain of green fields as far as the eye can see, this family farm is home to Paul and Ellen Barkstead and their two daughters, Annie and Megan. Started by Paul's grandparents in 1962, this third-generation farm has been under Paul's leadership since 1997.
I'm in a partnership with my mother-in-law and father-in-law on the farm here. They're retired, they live in Florida. It's a nice place to be. But the support is never-ending from them.
Today, there are more than 450 mature cows at Stony Brook Farms, 380 of which are milking with a herd average of 23,800 pounds. Paul has a team of 4 employees milking 3 times per day in a double 10 parallel parlor.
The cows here are wearing transponders for the milking parlor. We record milk weights for every milking that the cow's being milked. It's probably one of the major management tools that we use, from everything from justifying a cow for being bred back to whether she gets called just due to production, because the barn is full of cows now.
Quality, productivity, and cow comfort are important at Stony Brook Farms. In fact, a few years ago, the farm received a perfect score of 100 on their federal rating. Milking predominantly Holsteins and a few Jersey Holstein crosses, Paul breeds cows using the G6G off-sync program.
Since we've switched to this program, well, roughly 9 months ago, our services per conception have dropped by one whole service, and we're just now starting to see our calving interval drop. So far it's been a very good tool, management tool for us to use here.
In addition to the employees responsible for milking, Paul has 4 additional employees that help plant and harvest the crops on the farm's 1,100 acres.
Probably 70% of the diet is corn silage. We do feed, the rest of it would be various cuttings of haylage. We store all our commodities in upright bins. We have our protein, custom protein mix in one bin, cornmeal in a separate one. Then there's canola and a dry cow protein mix. And we use these bins to reduce shrinkage or loss due to birds or weather, from either being rain or snow.
This past year, Paul purchased some additional property. Ideally, he'd like to continue to buy land to ensure they have the land needed based on CAFO regulations to spread their manure.
We were one of the first large dairies with liquid manure in the area. We've been here for 10 years now, and things are better. The neighborhoods realize we're doing what we have to do, and we're doing it the way we're supposed to do it. So hopefully, we can obtain more land, and it won't be a concern.
In the past, the Barkstedts have utilized many of the farm services offered through their Dairylea membership, including the risk management services and Eagle Dairy Direct's buying program.
We are Eagle members of the Eagle Buying Group. We buy everything from the silo tarps you see here on the bunks to soaps and acids and milk inflations. It seems every month we're buying more and more from Eagle. It's been a great service for us for convenience and the fact that we are saving money by using it.
Paul's wife Ellen, who is responsible for the office management, also spends some of her time taking their twin daughters to and from school in Albany. Annie and Megan are in 7th grade at the Albany Academy for Girls. Additionally, both Paul and Ellen are committed to exposing them to all aspects of farm management.
I think our girls have really learned a lot of strong work ethic from their father, and we definitely try to make them part of our business so that they're aware of not only the animals part of it, but also the business part of it. They know about our payroll and payroll taxes, and our milk check comes and all the bills have to be paid, and it's just a really good way to expose them to what's going on in the world along with what's going on here.
Ellen also works hard to provide a strong family network to the employees of the farm. Many of these employees are more like family than traditional employees.
We have a really great group of guys. It really is very much a team. We try to stay a family as much as we can, and treat our guys the way we wanted to be treated when Paul was an employee on the farm. One of the benefits at Eagle here at Stony Brook Farm is we pay for lunch for everyone. So we go out together and sit down and eat, rain or shine, and especially in the winter, it's a place to go that's warm during the day. And we just have some laughs and enjoy ourselves and have some good food.
The secret to our success, it's people. It's the ability to get and maintain a very highly qualified workforce and treat them well enough so they're willing to stay. Because I can't do this by myself, and I rely on my core group of guys to help me.
So why is Paul a dairy farmer?
It's the cows. The cows are, it's what I love to do. I mean, there's days that, everything goes wrong, but at the end of the day, everything we do here is for the cows. So if it wasn't for them, I don't know what I would be doing.
The Barkstedts make dairying a family affair and are proud to say it's a way of life.
You don't get up at 2:30 in the morning to go milk cows unless you love doing what you're doing. And that's more important than anything. Just him being happy at what he does every day. Some families don't have that, and we're really lucky that we do.
Dairylea is proud to name Stony Brook Farm a 2010 Pride of Dairylea Award winner. Dupengeiser Dairy Company, Lee Marie Farms, and Stony Brook Farms represent what it means to take pride in dairy farming. They are members who, through hard work, dedication, and foresight, were able to seize opportunities, create successful operations, and through their accomplishments, demonstrate that together with one voice, working toward one goal, we will have one future. We congratulate Dupengeiser Dairy Company, Lee Marie Farms, and Stony Brook Farms as the 2010 Pride of Dairylea winners and are proud to call them Dairylea members.